Alright y'all, so it feels like it has been forever since I've made a video, but we have a farm. If you didn't know, we raise goats, but we also have a homestead where we grow a lot of stuff, and this year we kind of amped it up huge amounts, so it's been a heck of a lot of work and still fixing things from the hurricane. Somebody asked me the other day if we thought it was ever going to end, and they're dealing with the same thing. They have tons of stuff to do, and it just feels like it's always going to be here, but we are getting a lot done. So anyway, today we're going to be making a feel-good soap. I realized that I've absolutely never done a soap like this before, so I wanted to give it a shot. It's actually one of my least favorite colors of like clothes and stuff and like decorations or anything, but it's actually one of my favorite colors for a house, which is kind of weird. But anyway, we're gonna make a soap today. I don't know what I'm gonna call it, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. I already have my oils and my water and lye solution. I'm gonna do things a little differently with this batch. It's just a small batch. I'm adding the milk separately. I'm gonna add it after I get this to a little bit of emulsification, but so we're gonna get this mixed up really quick. Just a couple little clicks on the and now I'm gonna add our goat's milk, which is cooled to about room temperature. Break out my old trusty stick blender because I've made so much soap and been so busy. I've got a pile of, follow us on Instagram, I posted an Instagram picture of what our soap studio looked like compared to what the pictures I was taking, but yeah, so we've been so busy I haven't had time, so I had to break out. This is the stick blender. I mean, I think I've had it for years and years and years. It's just really heavy, so kind of tiring to use, but it still works really well. Probably the cheapest one I ever bought. I think I got it at an estate sale, but it's been really good. Really trusty, always there for me, stick blender. But we're using a fragrance oil today. I thought it was very sunshiny. The soap's going to be completely all yellows, different shades of yellow with some white. And so this fragrance oil, oh my goodness, I think it's sunshine and or white tea and pear, I think, from oh my goodness, Nurture Soap. I will post it in the description box exactly what the title is. But anyway, this is the fragrance oil, so we're going to add that. It says it doesn't discolor or accelerate, but I've never used it before, but it just smelled so bright and clean and kind of sunshiny, and since we were doing a yellow soap, I thought it was appropriate. One of the reasons why I don't use this stick blender very much is it's very, very powerful and can get a lot of air bubbles incorporated, but you gotta hold it at an angle so that I get the less air bubbles. But it's done pretty good today. I think we did good. No air bubbles. So I'm gonna divide this off. I have some titanium dioxide here, just mixed with some distilled water. And because this is only a 3 pounds of soap, we're not gonna have a whole lot of white. The rest of it is going to be yellows. I'm going to try to divide these evenly. See how well I do at eyeballing this. All right. I think I did pretty good. This one's got a little less than everybody else. So I think I'm either going to call this one Sunflower or something to do with sunshine. Just a happy soap. We've had a lot of stress. It's been a very stressful couple of years, hasn't it? I mean, I think it has been for everybody. On top of everything else, we've had health issues that we've been dealing with, and health issues of parents that are, you know, it's just all that stress, and just the world in general is stressful, but life is like all over, everywhere, for everybody, all the time. Life is stressful. No matter if you're breathing, life is stressful. So I guess it's a good thing to have stress, because that means that you're alive. Alive and breathing. So this one, I think I got my containers mixed up, but this one I believe is the darker of the three yellows. It is just yellow from Wholesale Supplies Plus Crafter's Choice. This one, which has to me a green tone to it, is called Rise and Shine, and it is from Nurture Soap. It's actually looking, wow, a lot darker than it looked like it was going to be. So I'm going to have to change up. That is really weird how that changed in the container. It's almost looking a little orange, and it's definitely light darker than that one, so it looks more orangey. Anyway, this one is Love and Sunshine. It is also from Nurture Soap. That one is definitely orange. Maybe it'll morph back. Definitely not what I was expecting from that one. Just see how light that is? That is if you can tell the difference. This is actually this one, and this one is this one. So kind of odd, kind of weird there. While that one's going. I'm not soaping hot today. It's like 80 something in my soap studio, and that's about how warm my oils and everything were. And hit this with the stick blender real quick. Alright. So the rest of it in with my spatula. Alright, so my plan was to do some layers, darkest to lightest, which this one was going to be in the middle, or I thought it was going to be the lightest, is now the darkest and very orangey. So we're going to put this one on the bottom. Hopefully it doesn't morph back. I've never used this yellow before. I had a whole bunch of yellows I got because I've never used a lot of yellows in the past. So I'll go with, I think this one is our next darkest, or lightest, or whatever. So I got a whole bunch of different sample sizes of different yellows, and I thought, well, the best way to try them all out is just to make a completely yellow soap. So that's what we're gonna do with this one. So call it either Sunshine or Sunflowers, which for some reason I've never grown sunflowers here since we moved back to Florida. We did grow them in Tennessee, but I haven't grown them here. I tried to several times, but if you didn't know this, squirrels really enjoy sunflower seeds. So every time I would plant a sunflower seed in the last couple of years, every single time they end up getting eaten out of the ground before they sprout by the very large amount of squirrels that we have. I don't deny squirrels their food, but sometimes I really wish they would just leave my garden alone. We have tons of stuff to keep them fed on our property, but evidently they do actually eat bamboo, which is really weird. We've never seen a squirrel eat bamboo. It's quite interesting. They peel it like a banana, and they'll like sit at the stalk, the top of it, and eat the tops off. They must be the most tender pieces. So then we're gonna just go ahead and I'm gonna add my white to the top here. You know, wait a minute. Let's see. What can I do? Kind of wanted to do a swirl with the white and the yellow, so maybe I'll just pour some of this in here. Kind of do an in the pot swirl thingy. So I wanted it to be swirled, this layer, with all the different yellows and evidently orange. So I guess that's more fitting for sunshine, so maybe that's what we'll go with for the name. But anyway, so the squirrels eat all my stuff. But this year we have very large elevated raised beds that we purchased. And the squirrels have so far left them alone. They were getting in raised beds that I had, which are elevated in a different part of our property, but we've moved them. The new raised beds are in the back of our house, where before everything was in the front, because the back of our house used to be very wooded, so we didn't have an area where we could really have a garden in the back. We had cleared a spot after we had a tornado come through last May. And opened up an area where, because we had a lot of trees, the tops of trees and a couple of trees fell down, so we cleared that area, and then we decided to use it for our chickens, and so we put them over there, and we were also going to put raised beds over there, but then we had Hurricane Sally come through, and that kind of changed up things. In the back of our property opened up a lot because we had lots and lots of trees fall down. So we got a lot more sunshine than we ever thought we were ever going to have, because we didn't ever think we were going to remove that many trees from our property. We had plans to remove a couple, which coincidentally were actually not the trees that actually fell down. The one that I wanted to remove, still here. The couple that I wanted to take down are all still here. It was all the ones that we wanted to keep that fell down. But, you know, sometimes you just don't know how things are going to work out. So I think it was for the best. I mean, sometimes, you get these things that happen and you're like thinking that they're kind of horrible. And then it turns out there can be a lot. And I've always believed that. I always thought there was a reason for everything. Sometimes we can't see those reasons. Even in our lifetime, but I firmly believe that, you know, even in bad situations, there is something going on that we just don't understand, that has been planned, and it is for the good, just maybe not our good at the time, but for future generations or whatever. And in this circumstance, I believe that these trees, the ones that came down, were for the good. And so it opened up a lot of areas. So we moved our raised beds. They're now right behind our house, which is kind of cool because it makes it really easy to work on them and I can see them from my kitchen window and look out, so it's really kind of nice to be able to do that for sure. So anyway, the squirrels, these are like 32-inch raised beds. I'll have to do a tour soon. We still have working on getting our septic fixed. It's been such a horrible, we had it fixed, and then the tree service damaged our lid. So that kind of, and we're still waiting to get it fixed. It's been mad. I mean, it's been so crazy with people. Evidently they are having a hard time getting people to even work. So that's been a problem. So we've just been waiting and waiting for our septic lid to get repaired. It's not sitting there open. We have it covered, but it has to be permanently fixed. And we are still waiting for that. So I think I'm just gonna swirl the top here because this just looks so pretty. And I'm gonna try to kind of drag this down just a little bit into that top layer because I don't want to mess too much with the layer underneath it, to kind of get a little bit more of a swirl going in that. And then I think I'm gonna do something to one side here. Now I've used up all my spoons. So I'm just gonna do a little texture on one side with my teaspoon. It kind of matches the soap. All right, so I think I'm just gonna add a couple calendula, some organic calendula petals to one side here. Try to keep them closer to the edge a little bit. So the garden has been huge. We've been building new structures, fixing, we're getting our bucks back so that we can, getting bucks back on our property. We had thought we were gonna just, you know, forego that and maybe do AI with our goats, which is artificial insemination for all you non-farmy people. You probably know what it is from the human world, but anyway, we thought we were gonna do that instead, but we decided, you know, instead of having bucks, but we kind of miss having bucks, and we've got the trees situation taken care of, so they should be pretty safe, because I was nervous about having goats with all these trees that were halfway down, but we've had all that fixed. So we're getting the goats back. We're gonna build our herd back up with the remaining girls that we have, and we'll get a few of them bred for kids in the fall, hopefully, if the bucks, the buck, just one that we're getting right now, is able to do that. We shall see. But anyway, so things are looking up. It's just been so busy that I haven't had time to make a whole lot of videos. I made a lot of soap, but haven't been able to make videos. But I wanted to get out here and make this one because it was just one that it was gonna be fun, and wanted to do something fun and bright and happy and just make a yellow sunshine soap. So I don't know, maybe we'll call this sunflower because of the orange. It looks more sunshiny, but we'll wait till after we see what it looks like after it's cut. So we'll be back in about 18 to 24 hours, and we will cut it up and see what it looks like on the inside.